Welcome everyone, we're with the Answers On video series here in our studio in Davos, and joining me today, Fred Kemp, CEO of the Atlantic Council. Welcome Fred, and Brian Peccarelli, COO of Customer Markets at Thomson Reuters. Welcome to both of you. Fred, let me kick it off with you. If you're, and it's a bit cheeky this question, but if your job was to allay people's concerns amid the seeming sort of quagmire of pessimism that I've picked up on here, what would you tell them?
I tell them that since the World Economic Forum started, that world poverty has been cut in half. I tell them that the global middle class has never been bigger and has never been a majority of society. I tell them that we've never had such widespread technology informing the world, solving our diseases, taking care of us. And then I'd say the reason we should be pessimistic is not because all this isn't incredibly good, but this is 70 years of progress that got us here, and a lot of that could be in danger if we don't continue to build on it. So that's why people are worried.
You know, I've asked a number of people who's the star of Davos this week, and you know, Jair Bolsonaro, the new president of Brazil, his name's come up. You know, we've had a number of names, you know, from Matt Damon to Will I. But maybe you mentioned just before we started that AI, artificial intelligence, is the star.
You know, it's like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate, who said plastics everywhere. Everybody in town is saying AI. Everyone has an app. Everyone's going to put it into their business. Many people don't even know what it is, and they're doing it. And but I think people are talking about how it's going to revolutionize business. People are talking about how it's going to take away jobs. Maybe 50% of Americans' jobs by 2030, according to PwC survey, are going to be automated. What do we do with all those jobs? What do all those workers do? And so I think it really is, it's come to the center of this discussion more than anything else. But it also can unlock problems. You can address problems of society through AI. You can get government deliveries of services in a much more efficient way. So I found this discussion the most interesting.
Yeah, and I hosted a session on the future workforce yesterday, and the Manpowers, the Adecos, the Future Work Institutes, they completely poo-poo this, the consultancies, when they say we're going to lose 50% of jobs. I mean, what's our sense at Thomson Reuters in this front? You know, clearly data, AI, this is a big part of our future.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about AI now is it's been talked about somewhat the last several years here. It's becoming a reality. I mean, there's real stuff out there that's utilized and advancing. We at Thomson Reuters have several products now advancing and utilizing AI to assist people and make their jobs better, actually allow them to do more. It's not replacing jobs, it's allowing them to do more with the use of AI right now. And I think that future workforce, you have to look at, jobs continue to evolve. I mean, over time, certain jobs go away, other jobs are created. There's huge shortages in areas right now for AI in that whole kind of programming architecture world and systems engineer. And again, it's a shifting of jobs, I think, more than just elimination, and the whole workforce drops.
And on the geopolitical front, I mean, are we at a stage? I mean, this idea of a techno Cold War, is that a term that's being bandied around? China on the one side, the rest of the world on the other, or do we talk more of collaboration at the moment? Do you think?
I think there's one of three options. The status quo, which is messy, some collaboration, some competition. We're going after Huawei right now in terms of a federal investigation on whether they've stolen secrets. You've got the arrest of the CFO and potential extradition. You've got congressional legislation about U.S. components being cut off from certain telecom companies of China. So we're moving in a more confrontational way, and that's worrisome. And Steve Hadley, National Security Advisor of the United States, says the biggest question right now hanging over geopolitics globally is, can the United States and China be strategic collaborators and competitors at the same time? And then he asks, and then he adds to that with the caveat, it's never happened before. Right. So global stability and prosperity rely on something that's never happened before.
Yeah. And just to finish up, Brian, I mean, clearly, I think it's something like 80% of our business, the Thomson Reuters business, is out of the US. I think I'm right in saying that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when it comes to China, how are we viewing that market? And we talk about a technological possibility of a technological Cold War. Do we view China with great optimism and hope, or are we a bit more wary?
Well, I think you have to keep a watchful eye. It's a huge market. I mean, the areas that we really play in now, whether it's a tax and accounting area or the legal space, is growing hugely in China. I mean, when you look at the tax and accounting space and supporting Chinese companies, it's as much as them doing business abroad and helping support them as it is just within China.
Appreciate it, both of you. Fred Kempe from the Atlantic Council, Brian Peccarelli, Thomson Reuters. That's another edition of Answers On here in Davos. I'm Axel Threlfall for Reuters.